Hello there, and welcome to Daniel's Infinite Playlist, and welcome to the classic album review section, where we basically take a look back on albums that have been released in the past. And today we're going to look at the one and only debut album from non-existent band nowadays, Swedish band called Zeigeist, which is called the Jade Motel, and that album was released in 2008. And for those of you who don't know who Zeigeist are, well, Zeigeist used to be this synth pop electronic band who actually garnered wide recognition on the internet by marketing their first single, the demo of the song Tar Heart, as an early leaked version of a the Knife single, like the album Silent Shout. They say that it was from the Knife, and you could have fooled everyone because it sounded almost exactly like the Knife. But where Zeigeist, made themselves different from the Knife, they did in both sound and in execution, because their performances were something described as being out of this world, with they almost felt like theatrical pieces. I never got to experience the live shows myself. I only know about some of the accounts on the internet, and it's truly sad that they separated after just releasing one album, and they just did it in a very dramatical sense that they wrote that they had to kill her or something, and that's very mysterious indeed, and quite scary, I have to say. Anyways, enough with the introductions. How is it to listen to this album? Well, it's a bit like this. Alright, I'm going to show you the CD unboxing. You can actually find the CD for a pretty good price nowadays on Discogs. It's not much of a rarity, although, it's hard to find it on eBay or something like that. This was only released in Sweden, if I remember correctly. Anyways, here's the inside of the album, and I forgot to tell you, these are the band members as well on the cover. That's Princess, Pearl, and Matthias. And everything on the album, also the, the clothes they wear, they design it themselves, because it's part of the concept of Zeigeist, is that they're not only the music, they're also some kind of art collective that makes fashion, art, and films, and the music is kind of like the foreground accompanying it all. In fact, Zeigeist has more members than just these three, but these are the more official members. Anyways, here's the booklet. It's quite simple, with the lyrics and then some thanks. It's quite simple, nothing more to add to it. Alright, how is this album musically? Well, musically, this album shares a lot of the same sounds and, glassy beats that also dominate the Knives music, but Zeigeist actually do it with a little bit more of a pop edge. There's not a single song that sounds like it was taken from a funhouse, for example, like in the Knives albums. There's always, like the experimental and weirded out cut. Zeigeist are pretty much more of a straightforward band in that sense, that they really make these glossy, poppy, synth pop jams that have, like an underlying darkness with them. And it has, of course, a bit more of an 80s sheen than, for example, the Knives music, which is more rooted in, in more modern sounds. But that doesn't make it sound any less modern. I think, in fact, it sounds very nice. It's a very, very greatly produced album. So yeah, how is this album lyrically? Well, lyrically, this album is a very melodramatic album. It shares like the highs and lows of romance, the sort of domination that you feel, or the how do you say, or the willingness to do everything for your lover, like in the song "Cuffs," which is a very nice song. And then there's of course a song Bunny, which is about uh, never how do you say never trusting muscle boys, and just being yourself. And their lyrics are very nice, and they're also kind of catchy. They're not I mean, you could see like with the song Tar Heart and Humanitarianism, that they're very much, they sound a lot like The Knife. They're probably the closest ones to sounding like a The Knife song. I think where The Knife goes a more like structured, how do you say, more like a feeling type of lyric, the Zeigeist just goes to a more poppy way about it. And I think that it's nice. It's nice. I love it. And also, Princess sounds sometimes a bit like Karin Dreyer, but she has a more of a, how do you say, more of a higher voice. And what I also like about Zeitgeist is that Pearl, he sings on a lot of the albums, songs, and I think that his songs are really, really good. And I think it does. It does do like a good change of pace, kind of like a shoegaze album where there's always like a male and a female band member singing on all of the songs, and I really like this. It's a good exchange. Anyways, what do I give this album? Well, I give it a 9 out of 10. It is a great debut album that was sadly never, how do you say, completed afterwards. As I said, Zeigeist terminated their project just 1 year after this one, and it showed so much promise that went beyond, like the live shows that were said to be very amazing, um, like with tons of other artists, just contributing to their shows. And I wish I would have seen, like a second album from them. And it's just so sad that they stopped doing any music, because I think that they would have gotten, way bigger than, just what the legend says about them. And even their first single, Tar Heart, it was even included as one of the best songs of 2006 by Pitchfork, which, gotta say something. But yeah, I wish, I mean, what ultimately boils down to what this album is that it's potential. It's a great new way of showing, how to say, it's an album that unfortunately leaves wanting for more, but it's in another way it's also kind of enclosed in its own perfect atmosphere. And I think that more people should talk about Zeitgeist, because um, people tend to forget about other, like synth pop bands, especially in Sweden. And, when talking about Swedish synth bands, they tend to forget like all the other groups that are equally as great as The Knife, if not even better. And, well, of course, I mean, if they aren't going to release anything anytime soon, then I guess that people don't talk about them. But yeah, I mean, at least I'm here to remind you all that this exists, and please go and listen to it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this review. As always, I'm going to put the artist links down below. Zeigeist are available everywhere, luckily. You can listen to them in Spotify or iTunes, like all other streaming services, I think. And then you can also buy the CD on Discogs. I think there are still like a lot of copies left if you want to snag one for yourself. And also, thank you so much for watching this review. As always, I'm going to review new albums every Wednesday and classic albums every Saturday. So, yeah, please give a like and subscribe if you'd like to keep on going in this musical ride. Anyways, that's it for me. Enjoy music, enjoy life, people. Vi ses. Hej då!